That's not how you do it.
Hello.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this exciting episode. Actually, though, today's not going to be an exciting episode. Today's going to be a calm and pleasant episode of What's Up with Dead by Daylight.
That's all right with me because I have the worst headache in the world.
Me too. I had that. So Bjorn was pleasant enough to bring me some Advil. If you want some, that's what.
I'm good.
And this stream is brought to you by our friends at Advil. No, it's not, but it could have been. All right.
So we're gonna start to say hi to Bjorn. Hello,
Hi, Bjorn. Thanks again.
And moderators, we added all of our
Yes, we have a shit
now.
ton of new moderators in here.
So we have Clyde, we have Dova, we have Lucy, we have Getawid, Murph, Ryudi, Sassy, Shiroku, Suggestive, and Faded.
All right.
Thank you
It's
for
a
being
whole
here,
bunch
guys.
of people. So please keep things civil. We will try to answer as many of your questions as possible while also saying whatever we need to get to. So quickly, I want to say Leatherface. I was kind of happy to bring that one in. I think we did a pretty good job.
You guys can clip this again.
But I think that I was reading a thread on Reddit recently about, some people were bitching that the walk cycle of Leatherface sort of looked silly, and then there was an explosion of people, probably older people who have watched the movie, and they're like, no, you don't get it. This is exactly the character, and it's true. That's one of the things that I think we did very well, is the fact that character is so spot on. It's got that weird, childish, brutish feel to it, and it works really well. So there was the regular influx of threads saying this character is shit, it's a weaker hillbilly, it can't do anything, it's no use, and then the exact same amount of thread saying it's OP, there's no way to play against this, there's no counter to his chainsaw. So I'm like,
yeah,
just
there is
things as usual.
Yeah, I actually grabbed screenshots of perfectly aligned Leatherface is OP and Leatherface is not OP.
Yeah, we had the exact
threads.
same screenshot for the doctor last night, which was great.
But this time, I think it's.
And I won my bet.
What bit?
24 hours before the first unlock of alternate faces. I was very happy.
Yeah, now they all know exactly how to unlock them.
It took a little while, but it was fun.
So just so you guys know, I didn't even know. So they really kept it a secret. And it's cool to see those faces, and they're really creepy. Okay, so.
That was my quick recap of Leatherface. Is there anything we want to add? Yeah,
actually, we're gonna talk about this a little later, so we can go for.
Okay, sure, if you want to. So there was a cosplay contest, as some of you might know. The contest is over. The winners have been announced on the Alienware website, but we want to take a second here to talk about. Let's talk about the winner first. So the winner was. The name, I have the name here. Let me take this for a second. There we go. We have Shinra, who did this ridiculous hag. So this is crazy, and when we saw it, we're like, okay, that can't be true. And we went to dig a little bit, and actually the Facebook page is all the details of the making of, and it's just batshit crazy. Amazing. So this is the winner of the cosplay contest. The next one is the runner-up, who also has prizes. Dr. Snog is his name. He did a few things, but this is a really cool one. That's the picture he put as an entry, which is a funny picture. But he has a few pictures of him at conventions with the chainsaw, with the belt buckle, with a few other things. He's got everything. They're
saying nice another rate.
Yeah. And then I have a few others that I want to show because we had some really cool entries in there. That was amazing. You do not need to have money or fancy equipment to give your best shot to this. It's just perfect. It's perfect. It's unmistakable. Next one is the doctor. This is very unsettling. You do not want to meet that person at a convention. I don't. Although, to be fair, I would be thrilled to meet that person at a convention. Next one is a Huntress. Yeah, that's a creepy one. I like also the choice of the cornfield.
The cornfield.
And the last one is the Raid. That's awesome. I had never seen something like this done.
He has really small feet.
He's got a very small everything. And he's got a very small little survivor on his shoulder. So, yeah, congratulations on everybody who entered the contest. This is amazing. It's talented people doing crazy stuff with our characters, and we're very happy.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the free-to-play weekend and welcome all the new players, actually, that decided to join us for the free-to-play and stay after that. We had an incredible amount of people playing. It was amazing. I know that a lot of veterans were nice to new people. We're trying to help them.
Yeah.
So that's appreciated because we don't want to crush them and they don't want to play anymore. We want them to join us.
We all know that our first few games are usually harsh enough already.
Fresh meat.
Yeah.
People are like, ah. Anyways.
But, yeah.
So yeah.
It was a huge success, the free-to-play weekend. There will be others in the future at some point. It was the first time we did that also on console. There was a ridiculous number of Xbox and PS4 users that came to join us. It's great. So yeah, it was a big success. We'll keep doing that.
There we go. So to continue, we're going to go to main issues.
Yes, we do have issues.
Yeah, we do. So this is main issues. This is mainly on boat. On
all platforms.
All platforms.
Yeah. So lots of progress is mostly on PC. The specific one we're talking about, the loss of progress where your save game gets corrupted and nothing happens.
We are at the next step.
Yeah.
We are testing.
We're supposed to
the new system. We are testing the new system. We're starting with a very small group. We're gonna bring in people in the next few weeks. We're gonna
offer people the opportunity to help test this.
If you guys want to try with us,
there's gonna be a command line you can add to your Steam launcher so that you can test the new save system.
Yes.
Because we don't want to just flip the switch on something like that. So we'll have that as a running test on a voluntary basis. We'll, of course, remind people exactly how to back up your save. So if you feel
strong enough with your backups and everything, you can opt in,
and
or you
help
can
us figure out
in.
if we've got the right solution.
And for now, everybody's very enthusiastic because it's been working well in-house. So
yeah,
good news.
Yeah, very much.
Matchmaking queue times. I'm saying killers. Because, of course, killer queues are longer now that a lot of people are either going back to killer or trying the new killer. So that is without a doubt. But we are also investigating some regional issues, maybe.
Yeah.
With the lobbies.
So the matchmaking queue times are worse in certain regions of the world at certain times, and we're trying to find ways to alleviate that.
There you go. Save game error is still an issue. Now we have logs on it, so we're gonna know what's up. And then our last issue is to catch up the console to PC.
Yeah,
of course.
It's always a little bit behind, which means for the people asking out there, when is Leatherface coming to console? As soon as we can patch.
Well, yeah.
We're in certification right now for the.
We can go to the console roadmap. Actually,
of course, you've got it all covered.
So, this is the plan. Well, we can have like a basic plan for PC, but we're gonna go more in detail later about it. Right now, PC has Leatherface. We're gonna have a bug fix patch, and then a Leatherface cube for balance, and then we're gonna have the Halloween event and everything. So that doesn't mean that on console we don't know that there's other issues, which we can go to now. The bugs, or there we go. So
there's a melting crash on Xbox.
This is a critical one. We're actually talking with Microsoft to try to figure out how to fix it.
Because the fact that it crashes the whole console means it goes beyond just us. So we're in contact with them. We're discussing this all the time until we fix this.
And then once we crush a crash, we're going for FPS on both console.
On Xbox it's a little bit of a bigger problem, the FPS, and that means, and I'm giving you a warning right now, fixing the FPS will have to take a toll on the visuals of the game. We know that. So there are some VFX, there are some things that will look a little worse, but the goal is to get a solid 30 FPS on Xbox and PS4.
Yes. Then we have the rank reset bug, which is very annoying, and we're welcoming a lot of new people, and it is a bug that is specific to certain users. So we're looking into certain cases specifically for that. And then we have sound occlusion in general, but also specifically to Larry's hospital. So that's a critical bug also.
I have a question here. Why is the Huntress, why has the Huntress as lace instead of hair? Is it because hair is a bit annoying to animate? It's not annoying to animate, but to render, and hair is always
lace.
Yeah,
you
so
mean
the
behind?
back of her head is not hair.
But it's a veil.
Well, that's it. So it's part of the character design that she has a mask with a veil on it, and that's why this is as it is. But hair is notoriously annoying to animate. Usually we don't animate hair as much as we just use physics simulations and things like that. And as far as the actual creation of the hair, any flowing hair is, I mean, it's the bane of video games. There's very few games who will put, like, unless the big AAA, I think that the last Tomb Raider were notorious. They had a checkbox for animating the ponytail because it took such a strain on your console that you could remove it to get better performance. That's the extent to which the hair is a pain. But to animate, it's not that bad because you rarely actually animate all the bones directly. You just have physics simulation on it. When will the raid finally get his well-deserved buff rework?
Well, actually...
Ooh. That's a good segue.
Well, actually, we can go to PC roadmap, which, by the way, is going...
No, not that one.
Yeah, is going to be also the roadmap long-term for console. So, as I was saying, we have a patch probably right after
look at there.
stream.
It's right there.
Probably right after stream. We have a patch for a few bug fixes.
Yeah.
And then we're going out to Leatherface Cube for balance.
Yeah.
Then we have a Halloween event.
Will stuff happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Stuff will happen. Then we have we don't know exactly what the order will be because we don't know what's going to be ready first.
Yeah.
But the 3 that you see after the Halloween event are the ones that are going to be done. So Raid Cube.
Badge update.
Bloodweb UI improvement. Badge update is literally like all the point system for killer and survivor that
we talked a little bit about it a few streams ago.
But we will have someone who will come in here and talk about it more and in more details. It's just right now we're not ready to have someone to talk about it here. So that is the roadmap long term for PC. And then we have a couple of bugs also.
Yeah. Hey, flying debris. That's fixed.
Yes. So this one should be fixed today. Palette interaction. We have
the space program.
The space program. Yeah. Palette interaction. We have an investigation because of vacuum palette.
Yeah.
What is
that safe moment of interaction and interacting with someone interacting with the palette creates a lot of weird issues.
Sometimes you end up in the wrong space. Sometimes the nurse hits you through the palette. So we know about these. There is an investigation right now specifically about this. Then we have the distressing issue. So we had the point generation issue on it. So sound occlusion. We have a lot of reports about, okay, when I'm in the basement, I don't hear the sound cues, or survivor breathing is different. So all the sound cues, the occlusion, this is critical. We're going to look at it. Of course, we don't have the same issues as in console with a specific map, but it's a general sound occlusion problem. So we have a few bugs on that we're going to focus on. And then the hair bug, which appears to be fixed sometimes and not fixed other times. So this is going back on the list.
Yeah.
Then, for me,
yes,
I don't know where we were at.
That's okay.
After this.
I have many cues that I want to give A's to.
Okay, questions. Just two things.
Yes.
We didn't talk about Comic-Con.
No, we have not. We will be at New York Comic Con in 2 weeks.
Yes.
It's in 2 weeks.
Right.
So we're
5th.
leaving to go there on the 5th. We'll be there 5, 6, 7, 8. And
Yeah,
then we're
5,
coming
6,
back.
7, 8. Yeah.
So we'll be at New York Comic Con. We'll have a little space there with goodies. So come say hi, shake our hands, give us a hug. And we will have some extra special goodies for anybody cosplaying, obviously, because we like our
Absolutely.
cosplayers.
And another detail, I'm going on vacation for a week.
Ah, good
So,
for you.
just so you know,
Next
I will
week?
not be
week?
that available.
Okay. No, you
So-
shouldn't be available at all.
I
That's
will
the whole
not be
plan.
available ever.
Again. Until you come back from vacation.
Yeah, which I'm going to Comic-Con and then back to work.
Perfect. I am not taking vacation.
All right.
Okay, I have a question here.
Yes.
How about the
Question.
performance fix for low-end PC users? So the optimizations we do for consoles some of them might actually make it onto the low-end PC users. So that's a bonus for them. Would you tackle ultra-wide resolution? Currently it's cropped. Yeah, so these things, we'll look at them at some point. We still want to, but they tend to always fall by the wayside because they're not as important as critical fixes and improvements. So it might be a surprise thing that pops in at some point. When does the party streamers end? It's a very good question.
What do you mean when they end?
Well, because...
Oh, well, we decided that we're gonna keep them, right?
Are we saying that now?
Are we
We
saying
kind of
this?
Well, the thing is that we said,
We
you can win the joy of having them for an extra month, but people love them so much, and we kind of dig them, so we kind of don't want to take them out.
No.
So that we're
We
not.
kind of
Let's just
forgot
decide we're not
to
going to
take
take
them
them out.
out.
Let's not take them out.
This is a decision that has been made
Let's
live,
not take them out.
guys.
They're staying. They're not ending. So
we had like a
never
lot of
is
discussion.
the answer to your question.
Yeah, we had a lot of discussion about it, and nobody ever said we're keeping them. Or
So
we're
let's
saying
say it
that,
now. They're in.
that's happening.
Good.
Sorry, Dave.
Oh, true. Yeah, no. Yeah, well, they'll have to deal with that. Did the survivors actually die to arrive in the entity's realm, or are they now outside of space and time? That is a very, very good question. I'm certainly not going to answer the first part. I will tell you that they are now not in the same space and time as we are in. So that's obscure and not really helping, but that's all you're getting.
We can go with some of the questions from the Q&A.
Yeah, that's what I have here.
Okay, perfect. I have the answers.
Oh, you have the answers?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any change update planned in regard to pallets and pallet looping?
Actually, we had a quick
Chat.
comment about it earlier, about the vacuum pallets, about the fact that we're investigating, that we want to change stuff. Orvat will be invited to a future stream to talk about...
We can probably do that next week. Since you're not going to be there, I need to find something else to keep people busy.
Perfect. So next week we're going to invite Orvat, so he's going to talk about what the plans are for the pallets, because there was a lot of stuff and I am not the best to explain it. Next. Are you guys considering allowing the raid to interact with gens and palette while cloaked as a part of the raid cube? Absolutely. It's going to be a version of it.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is when you're breaking it, you show yourself.
You become visible.
You become visible,
but you don't have to
have
uncloak and then recloak.
So there's no cooldown on it.
Yeah.
So that would be the plan, I think.
Yes, that was one of my favorites. When will we have the chance to go against the devs? Not Queen, since she already does her own thing on the weekends.
I think it would be really cool to add that to the Halloween event.
Yeah, we did for those who might not know, a few months back during the anniversary, we did a Sunday afternoon where a bunch of us came here and we just randomly played, and it was kind of fun, but we can do something a little better organized this time. Yeah, but it'll be fun. It's fun to play in. But the other thing also is, if you play the game, especially just after a big patch, we tend to all play, but there's no specific, like, we just play live.
Yeah, so you can...
You have a better chance to play. The new map for the swamp was amazing, thank you. I'll be sure to talk to Phil and Matt Walker about that, tell them that you appreciate it. Can we have the location of the next map you plan to add inside the game? The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Also, do we have to expect a very cool surprise for Halloween? Well, you can expect a surprise. I don't know if it's very cool. We think it's cool, but we'll see.
What do we know? Hey?
Yeah, we do our best.
Hey.
Will there ever be a button or something to reset the ranks on our own, or do we always have to wait for the 13th of a month?
No button, no reset, no rank reset. Yes, if you are leaving games to reset your rank or to lower your rank, at some point we're going to grab you in the amount of serial DCer and levers.
Yeah.
Rank, though, will be reviewed in the league queue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
the
the
whole
badge
thing is
queue.
going to change the way things are judged.
Exactly.
Can we have a poll to bring back noodle legs?
It was like my favorite bug ever.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
Okay, just go here. This one
We talked about it.
Yeah, okay, well.
Well, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Can you do something with Bubba's chainsaw constantly buzzing sound? At least make an option to disable this.
So that's twofold. First of all, it is extremely accurate to the movie and the character, and so we're keeping it in our way to honor what he is and how he is in the movies. That chainsaw is part of his absolute definition. The other thing also, it's part of the balance. He always has that buzzing sound. It's the same with the lullaby. It's something that makes it distracting to try to hear the squeaks and squeals of the survivors. So no, it's probably not gonna change. When are you adding more forum mods?
We're not.
Okay. We have added a bunch of new ones.
We're gonna
so far we're
dealing
with that.
And then we'll see. Oh yeah, I don't have an answer to the other one. Okay. I've heard rumors that the sound of survivor breathing and footsteps have been quieted. Is that true?
No.
We have a couple of occlusion bugs that are.
But other than that, no.
No, we didn't touch the volume of the.
New Fang Ming costume, please.
I said okay.
Okay.
But there's nothing much I can say because there is none.
Because it's secret. You can't talk about that.
What? But there's none now, so don't.
Not right now.
That's the thing.
Okay. Is your killer effectiveness stat? How do you count?
We don't have stats this week.
Not this week. But we have some really cool stats coming next week if Julien can get his shit together. I mean, he's not necessarily doing a bad job. He's just got stuff that's all piled up and he needs to figure it out. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Any plans to make unnerving presence also affect skill checks success zone for decisive strike and overcharge skill check?
They should affect it. If they
not,
don't,
it's a bug.
So I didn't personally run into that one. But if you guys see it's a bug, just report it to the bug forums, and our QA is going to be on it.
What is this about? Are you aware that some killer perks can be outright bypassed by tapping Generator, Ruin, Huntress Lullaby, and Irving Presence?
So I had a discussion with Orvat about this one, and I think we are planning on adding back the leaving explosion. So if you are leaving and there's a skill check at the same time, it explodes. There you go.
Will we get new Laurie and Michael cosmetics based on the new movie coming out next year, like old Laurie? So licensing deals are usually extremely specific as to what you can do with them. In this case, what we got was the rights to the original movie, and the rights to the original movie did not extend to the likeness of the actors. A good thing for Michael Myers, because nobody knows what that actor looks like under the mask. But for Laurie, we do not have the right to the actress, we just had the right to the character. So even if we wanted to do old Laurie 40 years later, we wouldn't be able to have her likeness in the game. But, and the extent of our licensing deal, we'd have to do a brand new deal if we wanted to add cosmetics to Michael or Laurie. So that's a difficult one. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but it's not easy for us to do that. Will there be maps with bigger basements?
I don't know.
I think so. I think so. Basements are cool.
Why are you asking me this? I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm just sharing the questions. Will there be blood point rewards after each rank season? The better the rank, the more points. So there will be rewards. A whole rework of the ranking
that
system
is
is different. Yeah.
Not the badge
The
update,
other one.
the league update. So when we're reworking ranks.
Reworking ranks?
Lots
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Adjusting the graphics setting to low outright gets rid of a lot of the short grass. Any plans to fix it?
This is not our main focus
It's
right
not.
now.
And the idea was, when we made that call, we said when you go on low settings, it should not make people easier to spot. And we think that the low grass doesn't really help you that much. So, because the idea for us was always lower settings should not be the default that people play at to get an advantage. So if it is, well, it should be. Will you implement a colorblind game mode?
So we've seen this, there was a Reddit post about it lately. The idea of being able to change the colors of the auras would be considered. But in game, the actual game colors, that's not gonna change.
No. But the auras could be changed, for sure. Why is Michael Myers called The Shape? Well, if you took 2 minutes to Google it, you would see that in the original movie, the credits at the end of the movie, the role, do not call him Michael Myers unless he's a child. When he's later the killer with the mask, he is called The Shape. And that fit perfectly well with our naming convention, which is the same reason why Leatherface ended up being called the Cannibal.
When are we getting new exclusives? Okay, so new exclusives.
That's a good question.
Right now are on the ice.
Because it's extremely difficult to do that for consoles too, and we don't want to just give them out to PC players.
There we go.
So that's the decision that we made. It doesn't mean that we will never get them again.
No,
it doesn't mean
that
that
means
there
we're
might not
working
be exceptions, but...
We're working to get there.
Will there be more add-ons for the old killers at some point?
This is not planned right now.
No.
Would you consider making Brutal Strength work on generators?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good idea. How many... No, do you want to... Okay. Are you aware that Soul Survivor still does not properly interact with Object of Accession? And could you clarify how Soul Survivor and Barbecue and Chili are supposed to interact?
So, Soul Survivor is supposed to cut down the aura reading, like it's supposed to be working.
Yeah.
If it's not, it is a bug. We need to add it to the bug list.
There. Why did you make 2 killers with the same weapon? Well, first of all, they're not exactly the same. But yes, well, technically you could say that, you know, the
It's a
Trapper
chainsaw.
has a blade and Michael Myers has a blade. And I mean, they're all either a hammer or... but yes, those 2 weapons are chainsaws, and the reason we did it is because we could not say no to Leatherface. And they are different enough that they really don't play the same. But yes, I mean, Leatherface is the guy with the chainsaw. We couldn't dodge that.
Can't touch the chainsaw. Sorry.
Yeah, no, we can't dodge the chainsaw.
Is it possible to make it so when a survivor disconnects, a generator pops? This way, when someone rage quit at the start of a round, the other 3 survivors are not left with 5 generators. This is not going to be happening.
No. The idea was always that if someone quits, it's the same as if they had died. And if someone dies at the beginning of the match, it sucks.
Yes.
It sucks.
Yes. But yeah, there's no way we're doing this because it would favor survivors way too much.
Yeah. And then you'd have survivor friend groups who would just go in, all 3 disconnect, the last one pops a gen and goes.
Yeah, or knows where the hatch is and just goes through. So no, not gonna happen. Yeah, the Survivor Victory Cubes is still in the works, absolutely. If so, can we get some insight next week?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's going to be next week, because to me, talking about it in detail, it's Thomas is going to come to talk about it, but the idea to me is that even if we were to spend an hour going into details about what this package will be, it will be very abstract unless you can go and play it at the time, or if it's like coming out next week or something. Yeah,
we need to be closer to the release date to actually talk more
it won't be relevant.
But yes, it is very much still in the works.
Oh yeah, the option of Blood Web without the spending point animation.
Well, we added that to the roadmap. So after the October event, there is going to be a little cube where there's going to be upgrades to Blood Web, a little bit the UI. So that's the plan.
All right. Any plans for dealing with the disparity between 4 Survive with Friend groups and solo players in ranked play? Do you have that information?
Sorry.
The 4 players Survive with Friends versus solo players, the disparity between that, how?
I don't know. I do think it was planned to be looked at in the badge system.
Yeah.
So I would have to confirm that with Thomas.
We'll look at it. What else we got? Ooh.
New work from Bucket. People are excited.
It is. I do believe we are now at one of my favorite parts of the show. Oh, where did you take your inspiration for the Huntress from? I'm interested because I love her design and everything. I'd like to get Dave to give all the details on that, but really we went to the Russian and I think it's between Ukraine and Poland and all of these places, and we looked at a few of the old folk tales and legends around there, and we got inspired by that, and then we added a bunch of other stuff that we had talked about in the past that we didn't know exactly how to fit in, and we ended up with the story of Anna as you know it. Can you adjust the priority of unhooking and self-care?
Yeah, because sometimes when you unhook, you instead of trying to unhook again, you self-care at the...
Yeah.
So, it's been done, but it still happens.
Yeah.
In history, you say weather effect on maps are really difficult and not happen, but on the Lullaby map, you created a raining weather effect, and it's incredibly amazing. So...
It was not simple to make it work, and to make it work well enough that even on low-end machines you actually get good performance. So sometimes we get better at stuff as we do it, and sometimes we discover ways to do things cleverly. So there might be more weather effects coming, but they need to fit well. So it might happen. And other effects also. Let's look at some stuff from the web now, because I'd like to do that. Or did we have anything else to
Well, not
mention?
for now. We can check.
There's a few questions, but really. Okay, let's start with Diginotter, I believe.
Oh, look at the hillbilly. That's my favorite.
It's the hillbilly and Leatherface with the sparks of friendship.
But look at his little face. This is my favorite.
It's very beautiful, and even though they put Nia in there.
Yeah, well, she is known as
the
killer.
But it's very beautiful.
Is
well
that
done,
Nia?
you.
Yes, this is Nia.
Hey. All right, the next one is, I do not know who that artist is. There's a DD signature or something like that in there, but it is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much. Then we have J. Crad. It's a cool little lineup there. Next one is Kokiyu, because we need some Nia. Then we have Naze Weissny.
Okay, that one is amazing.
It's beautiful. I want a t-shirt with that on.
This is
Then I have another unsure artist, but
oh my god. I'm just melting with those little faces.
come on, isn't this amazing? That's why I love
great.
this segment so much.
This is really great.
Then a collaboration between Sweven Fox and Kawara
Wow.
gave us this
Baby Jake.
Baby Jake and Uncle Ace. Vompy gave us this beautiful Doctor rendition, or Guilt. I don't know.
Love the style.
Yeah. And the last one really mystified me. I'm not sure.
He has those cat
the cat socks and the little shirt with the cat in it that goes like this.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so that's Radical Lori. Thank you very much, Radical Lori, for this this wonderful piece there. I've been following a few people on Tumblr, Dead by Daylight related Tumblrs, and there's a surprising amount of DBD sexy fan art going on, and I'm not sure what motivates people, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Okay, so that wraps it up for that section for this week. Thank you again to all those wonderful artists, and please keep them coming. What else we got? Whoa.
It was a pretty chill one this week.
There we go. Can we go back to our headaches?
Yes. Going back to headaches and more work.
Yes. Anyway, so to answer that quick question that I saw pop by, the charity case is not planned to go on console right now, just because it's a lot more complex to make sure that every penny of that goes to charity. So we want to make sure that we don't screw it up. Yeah, unfortunately.
So, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I'll be here next week, probably with Mr. Horvat and, I don't know, maybe some special guests, and we can talk about the next stuff. In the meantime, go back to playing the game, or like me, go back to watching Soda Pop and playing the game. Is he still playing? I don't know. Okay, so I'll go watch our streamers play the game.
Bye guys.
Ciao.